Let's discuss this with Gerry Northwood, who's the chairman of the risk management and security company MAST. He's joining us from Stoke, that's in Hampshire in the UK. Thanks for speaking to us on Al Jazeera. Let's look at the method of lightening the load. That's what the Egyptian president has reportedly ordered preparations for authorities to do. What would such an operation involve?
Well, it's certainly a good idea, I think, to think of all the contingencies and possibilities. Clearly, you need to get a fairly large crane down there, float it down on a barge. I understand there may already be moves afoot to do that. And then also to have some facility in place for taking the containers and removing them to somewhere else. So it's quite a big operation.
So what are the challenges associated with this operation? I mean, what do they need to do to minimize damage, if any damage at all?
Well, I think the main thing to think about here is, exactly where do you want to get the containers off? I mean, if this is about lightening the load around the bow area to free that, then it may just be a relatively small section of the vessel that needs to be cleared. They may need to think about doing it on both sides. It depends on the size of the crane, but obviously one side alone may not be enough. And then the second thing is having the capacity to shift all the containers that they're taking off and put them somewhere else, whether that's back in one of the ports, like Port Said, or have an arrangement to stack them up on the bank of the canal.
Right. And how long would this operation take?
That's a very good question. This is all about resource and the amount that they need to get off. The salvors have a better idea of that. It could take some while.
Well, canal officials are saying that so far some progress has been made. The rudder was released, and also now there are about 14 tugboats joining the effort to be able to dislodge that ship. But will authorities be continuing with this strategy, or have they, in your opinion, given up on it and now they're looking to lighten the load?
I think what we're hearing is that they're hoping that the high water tonight will be another opportunity to get the vessel off. So a continued program of dredging and using the tugs makes a great deal of sense. But that clearly hasn't worked yet. It's had some benefit, and they've managed to clear the stern, so that's good. But they do need to be thinking about other contingency, and it will take time to get the appropriate machinery in place in terms of cranes and barges if they're going to start removing the cargo in order to try and reduce the draft of the vessel.
Have you ever seen anything like this before? I mean, how would you describe this situation and what's transpired over the past 6 days?
I think we're all finding this a relatively unique situation. I mean, the canal has been closed in the past. It's been closed for very lengthy periods during the Arab-Israeli wars. But it's the first time for quite a long while where we've had this kind of interruption to traffic. So it's clearly having a very significant impact on the supply chain across the globe. And so the sooner we can get this resolved, the better, and people can get back to normal business.
Gerry Northwood, thank you so much for speaking to us from Stoke. Thank you.
Thank you.